Hey guys, today's video is all about my February TBR. I am really excited to kind of dive into some really cute, wholesome stories for the month of February. If you saw my last video, my January reading wrap up, I read quite a few sad and down and kind of thriller mystery type of books for the month of January. So really hoping I can kind of lighten up my mood for the month of February and get into some of those more like cutesy, wholesome, cozy reads, if you will. So yeah, let's get into today's video. I know that I said I really wanted to read cutesy stuff, but I think this next read is going to feel very cozy for the month of February, and I'm surprised that I haven't read this yet, considering that I love historical fiction. But the book that I really want to get through for the month of February is All the Light We Cannot See by Anthony Doerr. This book has taken the world by a storm. It is now a Netflix original series, which is really fantastic. I can't wait to read this and then watch the TV series and kind of see how the two stack up against each other. In this story, we are following two different characters. One is from France. It is a girl who's actually blind, and she and her father live, I want to say they live in the museum or they help take care of this museum, and there's a special artifact there that is a diamond that they are basically trying to protect from the Nazis taking, some of those key historical artifacts from France. And we're also following another character from Germany, and it is a boy that I believe there could be some potential like romance undertones within this story. I don't really know too much more than the fact that we're following two characters set in World War II in Paris, France. This one's probably going to be a bit of a tearjerker. I have already expected that I'm probably going to cry reading this, and it'll probably put me back emotionally a little bit. But I do think it is one of those books that has been on my TBR the longest, and I really want to be able to get through it for the month of February. So it is a little bit longer, and I want to say it's like over 530 pages. So this could be one that I may start and not finish for February, but I'm really excited to get into it and kind of see what the hype is about this book. The next book I want to read is Paris is Always a Good Idea by Jen McKinley, and this is a really cute modern day contemporary romance. We're following our main character who used to study abroad in Europe during her college days, and now that she's back in the States, her life starts to unravel a little bit, and she really wants to go back to that time in her life when everything was going really well and she was dating all of these men and kind of having the time of her life. So she decides to go back to Europe and hunt down these three men that she had previous flings with. One man is from Ireland, one is from Italy, and I believe one is from France. So she goes off in search of these three men and hoping to rekindle some of those old flames and hopefully come back with like her true love story. So I'm really excited for this one. I love anything that's like Paris themed, which is kind of what made me think that this would pair well with All the Light We Cannot See. Again, the Paris theme. It's very fitting for February, I think, with Valentine's Day coming up. So I'm really excited to read through this one and give you guys my thoughts. The next book is a really cozy read, you guys. I've seen a lot of people rate this kind of all over the place, though. I'm a little bit surprised. There's some people that give it like 1 and 2 stars, and then I've seen some people give it almost 5 stars. So I'm not really sure how I'm going to feel about this, but it's The Wishing Game by Meg Schaefer. This is more of a cozy literary fiction novel. It is about this teacher. I think she's like a special ed, like teacher's aide of some kind, and she has a student in her class that she really wants to adopt. So she ends up entering into like a writing contest that her favorite author is putting on with the hopes of winning some money so she can adopt her student. You guys, that just sounds so heartwarming and so endearing and charming, and it's not a very long read, so I think this is going to be a really good palate cleanser to All the Light We Cannot See and maybe some of the other books that I want to throw on my TBR for this month. Yeah, this is only like 270-ish pages, so I think this is going to be a really cute one to add for February. The next book I kind of bought on a whim when I went shopping at our local bookstore, and I saw that it was an autographed copy, which I don't think I own too many autographed copy books. This might be the only one that I have that's signed by the author. Let me see if I can find it for you guys. It's really cool. Yeah, it's signed down here. The author Carrie Winfrey. Hopefully you can see that. But this book is really cute. It's also a contemporary romance, and it's called Not Like the Movies. So in this story, we're following a main character who has a best friend who's like a movie producer, movie writer, and there's a movie that her best friend ends up taking to the big screen that is about her and her boss, which seems a little bit awkward, right? Because of this movie is like gaining so much popularity, she's starting to question whether or not maybe her boss would be a good idea for her to date and to go after. So I think this is going to be a really cute rom-com. I haven't heard anybody read through this yet, so this could be like either a hit or a miss, but it looks really cute. I love the cover. I love all of the like little decals that we have on here. There's like a pie and then like a movie reel, and these little characters are like really adorable. So I'm really excited to kind of read through this one. The next book I have was actually the selection that my book club made for the month of February. We typically pick about one book per month, and this is actually nonfiction, so it's gonna, again, kind of break up the pace of what I've been reading lately, and I'm really excited to read this. And it's called The Day the World Came to Town by Jim DeFeed, I want to say. Hopefully I'm saying that right. But this is a true story about the 9/11 incident that happened when all of the planes were kind of going through the airspace, and then when 9/11 occurred, there was really nowhere for these planes to land. So they ended up going to this really small town in Newfoundland, Canada, and all of these planes came, all of the passengers were there, and this small town gathers around all of these like plane passengers, the crew, the captains, and taking them in and caring for them for a period of time. And it sounds so heartwarming and so cute. And there's actually like a play that's based off of this too, which sounds really interesting. And I haven't heard anybody reading this one either, but I do love a good nonfiction, and I haven't been reading too much of them lately, so I think this is going to be a really, really good addition for my February TBR. The last book I'm hoping to get through, we'll see if it actually happens or not, is A Court of Thorns and Roses, ACOTAR by Sarah J. Maas. I haven't got on the bandwagon yet and read this book, but I do love fantasy, and I have not read anything by Sarah J. Maas, but I know that she is the queen of fantasy, and there's just so much hype and like good reviews around this series that I think it's time for me to finally get into this book and see what it's all about, and I'm here for it. I'm really excited, and I don't really know much more than that. I kind of want to be surprised as I get into it, even though I know that it's like so highly sought after and really endeared, but I do know that it's a fantasy, romantic kind of love story, and that's all I want to know at this point. So I kind of want this one to be more of a surprise as I get into it, but definitely comment down below if you've read this book and what your rating was for it. So you guys, those are our books for the month of February. I have a total of 6 books that I'm hoping to get through. Some of these are a little bit chunkier than others, and a couple are going to be good palate cleansers. We have some historical fiction, we have some general fiction, we have some romance thrown in there, we have a nonfiction book. So I think this is going to be a really good lineup for the month of February. And I can't wait to kind of get through these and give you guys my reviews at the final end of the month. You guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. If you haven't already, comment, like, and subscribe. All of the YouTube things that you guys know how to do. And thank you so much for tuning today's video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!